Yo, what's good YouTube family? Before we dive into today's video, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever heard of a bike so rare that only a handful of people on the planet have ever seen one in person? I'm talking about a machine that's basically motorcycle folklore at this point. Well, buckle up because today we're talking about the legendary Kawasaki Corleo. If you're new here and this is where we dive deep into the most insane, rare, and absolutely mind-blowing motorcycles that most people don't even know exist. And today, oh man, today we're covering something special that's gonna blow your mind. Make sure you smash that like button if you're a fan of rare bikes. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna understand why this bike has become the holy grail for collectors worldwide. And the stories I'm about to tell you about the Kawasaki Corleo are absolutely incredible. Alright, so here's the thing about the Kawasaki Corleo, and this is where it gets absolutely wild. This bike is so rare and so shrouded in mystery that some people in the motorcycle community literally think it's an urban legend. I'm not even kidding. So what exactly is the Kawasaki Corleo? Well, according to the limited information that's out there, we're talking about what was supposed to be Kawasaki's answer to the superbike wars of the early 2000s. Picture this: Kawasaki engineers, probably sitting in some secret lab in Japan, designing what they thought would be the ultimate track weapon. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The rumored specs on this thing are absolutely bonkers. We're talking about a machine that was supposedly packing a 1000cc inline-4 engine that was producing, get this, over 100 horsepower back, when most bikes were struggling to hit 150. The frame, carbon fiber Monaco construction, something that was basically science fiction for motorcycles. At the time, we're talking about technology that wouldn't become mainstream until years later. The suspension setup was rumored to be some kind of electronically controlled system that could adjust damping rates in real time based on lean angle and throttle position. But here's the kicker, and this is what makes the Corleo so fascinating. Allegedly, this bike featured some kind of early traction control and wheelie control system that was so advanced it made modern electronics look primitive. Remember, this was supposedly in development when most bikes still had carburetors. So what happened to this incredible machine? Well, this is where the story gets really juicy. According to industry insiders and the few leaked documents that have surfaced over the years, Kawasaki was pouring massive amounts of money into this project. We're talking tens of millions of dollars in R&D. The bike was supposedly in development from around 2001 to 2004, with testing happening at secret facilities. Some rumors suggest they built anywhere from 5 to 15 prototype units. These weren't just concept bikes sitting in a showroom. These were fully functional, track-ready monsters being tested by professional riders. But then something happened. In 2004, the project just disappeared, vanished. Poof, gone. Now, this is where the motorcycle community goes absolutely crazy with theories. Some people think the bike was just too advanced, too expensive to produce profitably. Others believe that Kawasaki discovered some kind of fatal flaw during testing that made the bike unsafe. But here's the theory that really gets people talking, and I've heard this from multiple sources. In the industry, some believe that the Corleo was actually too good, that it was so far ahead of the competition that Kawasaki's own marketing team freaked out. Think about it, if you release a bike that makes everything else look like a bicycle, what happens to the rest of your lineup? There's even this wild theory that some of the technology from the Corleo project was quietly integrated into later Kawasaki models, but in much more subtle ways, like maybe some of the engine tech ended up in the ZX10R, or the suspension concepts found their way into the Ninja series. So here's where it gets really interesting. Guys, over the years, motorcycle journalists, collectors, and enthusiasts have been on this incredible hunt trying to find any trace of the Corleo project. And let me tell you, some of the stuff they've uncovered is absolutely mind-blowing. There have been supposed sightings at private test tracks, blurry photos that surface on forums and disappear just as quickly, patent applications filed by Kawasaki around that time period that describe technologies that sound exactly like what the Corleo was rumored to have. One collector I know claims he was offered the chance to buy one of the prototype units for a price that was, let's just say it had, 7 figures. But when he went to verify the bike's authenticity, the seller vanished. But here's what's really crazy: whether the Corleo actually existed or not, its legend has had a real impact on motorcycle development. The technologies that were rumored to be on this bike, we're seeing them now, almost 20 years later. Electronic suspension adjustment, advanced traction control, carbon fiber construction, sophisticated wheelie control, all of this stuff that was supposedly on the Corleo in 2003 is now becoming standard on high-end bikes. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So why am I telling you about a bike that might not even exist? Well, because the Kawasaki Corleo represents something bigger than just one motorcycle. It represents the dreams and ambitions of engineers who were willing to push boundaries, to imagine what might be possible in an industry that sometimes plays it safe. The Corleo, real or not, reminds us that the most exciting developments often happen in secret, in labs and workshops where crazy ideas are allowed to flourish. Alright YouTube family, what do you think? Is the Kawasaki Corleo real? Or is it the greatest motorcycle myth of all time? Have you heard any rumors or stories about this legendary machine? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And hey, if you enjoyed diving into this motorcycle mystery with me, make sure you check out my video about the Honda RC-13 VS, another rare bike with an incredible story. The link's in the description. Don't forget to like this video if it blew your mind. Subscribe for more rare bike content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep the rubber side down and stay curious. Peace out, riders.